Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Ana Latifa. In this video, I will explain the second material about meaning, thought, and reality. Now we try to differ between the word referring and reference. Referring or denoting is the action of speaking in the identifying with which suggests King Abdullah as reference to a person or Korea refer to a place, while reference is in the entity referred to. So, the same as the previous slide, the example of the reference, for example, is King Abdullah, and here are the name of places is Korea. To understand the meaning, say propose to approach of the meaning first in referential or denotational, and the second is representational. In this approach, it is identified by showing how they relate to situation. It can be by sentence or by nouns. Using nouns, for example, are meaningful because they denote entities in the word, and using sentence denote situation. An event, for example, here we have two sentences. The first one is there is a club in Creton Street, and the second one is there isn't a club in Creton Street. So almost the same but different. Second approach is representational approach. In this new language, present a theory about reality, about the type of things and situation in the world. This a speaker can choose to view the same situation in different way. The emphasis is on the way that our report about reality are influenced by the conceptual structure conversationalized in our language. In representational approach, meaning derives from language become a reflection of unconceptual structure. So we can say same situation with different why, as I said. To example, here the first in John is sleeping, and the second is John is asleep. Actually, both situations are the same, but we use different sentences to express the same situation. The first is using the activity, and the second one is showing a state. Sleeping is activity and sleep is state. The first table is constant versus variable reference. Constant reference are expressions that have the same reference across a range of terrains. For example, the word the Eiffel Tower. Here the reference will not change because everybody has now the entity, so everyone has already know the Eiffel Tower. So when someone say about the Eiffel Tower, your reference will not go anywhere except to the scale of Eiffel Tower in Paris. And then the second one is variable reference. These are expression that have their reference totally dependent on context. To identify who is being referred to by pronouns like I like you and so on, we need to know a lot about the context in which these words were uttered. For example, when I say a word to you, so I refers to the speaker and you refer to the hearer. She put in my office. Who is she here? What is it there? Which is my office? Actually, so the reference will depend on the context. The second type of the reference is reference and extension. We use the term reference of an expression for the thing picked on by altering the expression in a particular context. The reference like the capital of Pakistan here. If you see the example, the capital of Pakistan is the city of Islamabad. Here the reference of the Pakistan refers to the current situation since the capital city once was in Karachi. So the reference here is based on particular context. The relationship between an expression and its extension, so the extension of the word city will be the set of our cities, so it refers to the same exact reference. It doesn't change because of the context. It refers to the property of the word alongside. Name is a label for people, places. They often seem to have little other meaning. Nouns and noun phrases. Definite and indefinite noun phrases can be used to refer to. They can operate like names to pick out an individual. Example, I spoke to a woman about noise, and I spoke to the woman about the noise previously identified to the listener. Reference is a theory of meaning. The simple theory of meaning is to claim that semantic is reference, that is to give the meaning of a word once so what is denoted. In its simple form, reference pick out elements in the real world. Next, mental representation. Mental representation is the image as concept of meaning that need a sufficient condition. The concept of a word is composed of a set of necessary and sufficient condition named definition. The model of the concept is prototype, which viewers and the typical member of category are a set of characteristic features. Example, has wings, can fly, has feather. Concept. A concept might be able to contain the non-visual feature which make a dog a dog. Democracy. Necessary and sufficient condition. Necessary condition must be there. Sufficient condition a set that is enough to define it. Prototypes are central or typical members of a category, but then a setting of intellect typical or peripheral member. Relationship between concepts. Concepts are linked in many ways. Most common relationship is hypernymy, that is animals. Typically subordinate terms inherit from superordinate terms. Larger units to knowledge, such as frames, are similar. Next, word concept and thinking. Linguistic relativity. The way we think about the world is determined by our cultural and linguistic background. The language of thought hypothesis. Thought takes place within a mental language, and the last is touch and reality. We might assert that knowledge of reality is unattainable and comes from correctly conceptualizing and categorizing the world. On the other hand, we might believe that we can never perceive the world as reality is only graspable through the conceptual filter derived from your biological and cultural evolution. Jadi intinya referensi dan extension itu bagian dari meaning, di mana approach dari meaning ada dua, satu referensional, denominal, dan representasional. Sedangkan di dalam referensi itu ada konstan dan variabel. Di dalam referensional itu ada konsep, di mana konsep ini akan menunjukkan atau memberikan sebuah arti. Sedangkan yang selanjutnya itu ada touch and reality. Nah, touch and reality itu jadi kita tuh dapat menegaskan bahwa pengetahuan tentang realitas dapat dicapai dan berasal dari konseptualisasi dan kategori di dunia yang benar. Thank you for watching my video. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.